Do men choose us or do we choose them? Food for thought. I 100% believe that men choose us, and it really sucks because, why God do it like that? As women, I feel like we like to think that we're the prize, and for a long time, I was like preaching, like, I'm the prize. But if we're being completely honest, and my cousin said this, a new pretty girl turns 21 every hour, like probably every 3 minutes. But men are not successful overnight. So if you find a successful guy and he wants to commit to you, he's the prize.
You know what? It's funny because we were literally having this conversation before we even started filming. And I was with my buddy, Zach and Salma, husband and wife last night. They've been together about 8 or 9 years. And Salma went through the trenches with that man. When he first moved here to Atlanta, he was living out of his car in a Walmart parking lot. But she stayed by his side, and now they got a big house together, 2 beautiful dogs. They are doing well, and now they're trying to work on having a kid. But he was telling me, he was like, man, you're in a different position than me. He was like, you didn't have nobody by your side when you were going through the trenches. He was like, now you done got into this position where you are. So whatever woman that come across you, she gonna have to show you her worth. She gonna have to show you her value and what she can bring and offer to your life. And I was like, yeah. You're right about that.
So my question for you, would you rather have met a woman before you started all the success with this? Mm-hmm. Or you prefer to have it now and meet someone?
Great question. See, I would have preferred to have met somebody sooner while I was, on the rise, or, while I was, building up my businesses and whatnot. But truth be told, I knew who I was back then, and who I was would not allow myself to have been in any situation with anyone because I wasn't feeling that love for myself. I didn't have that love to offer anybody else during those days. Those were some dark times for me. So it was, you know what? I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to grind. I'm going to build. I'm going to focus. And then hopefully I'll be able to find someone genuine who could come along and add some value, because there's going to be some places where I'm going to lack in certain areas that only a woman could be able to fill. So that's where I'm at.
Do you, in that same breath though, do you admire your friend's life, though, that he has someone to experience all this with as he grinded?
Most certainly, because I knew the woman. I was friends with her before I was friends with him. So knowing who she was, I love what they have. It's beautiful. Yeah. It's absolutely beautiful.
The last relationship, I know we talked about this the last time we were together. The last relationship that I was in, I really wanted it to work because I wanted to go through this process with somebody.
That building?
I wanted that to be the thing. Like, you've seen me when I was doing this just in the corner of my room, and now you get to see me expand to something more. But in that same breath, I can't harp on it either.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard to find someone genuine because of the stuff that they see?
Actually, not at all. Not at all. Because what I have also discovered...
What did I say earlier? It's not hard to find a good woman. It really is not.
Because what I've discovered in my experience, I know how to pick them. The ones that I pick, the ones that I choose to get to know and to spend my time with, they aren't bad women. Remember, I told you the last 3 situations that I was in all ended on good terms.
Right.
And those women didn't stay because of what I had. Those women were with me for who I was. And then when things went south, they went south for whatever other reason outside of the material. It had nothing to do with who I was or what I was able to provide for any of them. You know what I'm saying? Because if they were that kind of women, they would have made it work regardless.
Right. That is a good point. That is a good point. They would have shut their mouth up and make it work.
They would have fully accepted whatever the heck was going on just to be able to reap the benefits of what I had and who I was.
So when guys say women challenge you and it bothers you, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because that means she's not scared of you. She's not scared of losing you. She just wants you to be at your best. And if you can't be at your best, then I don't want it. And that's a compliment. That means she sees something really good in you. You could do better than this.
Yeah, that's facts.
Okay.
Girls like to think they're irreplaceable, but when you're dealing with men with money, successful men in particular, high value men, girl. Sometimes it sucks though, because I literally feel like I'm Cinderella, or wait, which princess is in the castle? Rapunzel. Sometimes I feel like I'm Rapunzel, just waiting for my Prince Charming to come save me in these 26 inches. Because as women, what else can we do? We can't propose to ourselves. It's up to the men to propose to us, therefore choosing us. Now, can we be selective with who we date? Of course. But ultimately, if we're looking for a form of commitment in marriage, that's up to the man.
That's right.
Don't get me wrong, though. I know I have things to offer that other women don't, and he will always be powered. And I still do believe that every guy does have a dream girl. Like, he has a specific type that he adores.
Yeah.
And you could very well be that type for him. So I think we just need to be more realistic as pretty girls and keep in mind that, yeah, you're pretty, but there's a girl 5 minutes from now who's gonna walk in prettier than you, if not as pretty. So yeah, men choose us. That's my opinion. What do y'all think?
I agree.
I definitely agree.
I used to didn't agree. I used to feel as though the woman was the one that ultimately chose at the end all be all. Until it came down to even marriage. I used to say it on this channel. I even used to feel that women choose who they married as well, because I knew too many women that would shut down marriage proposals. And then when they got a certain one from a certain guy, then that's when they said yes.
So that means ultimately we do the choosing.
To
a certain extent, we do the choosing.
Because my logic was, if you didn't have the option to say no, then you're not the one that's actually doing the choosing.
True. If you don't have any choices, then you're not choosing. It's just that simple. But I think a lot of women do have more choices.
I don't mean choices in regards to other men. I mean the choice to say no or yes. So if the guy comes to you and says, "Will you marry me?" The fact that you have the option to say no means that you can choose
who you did the choosing,
who you want to be with ultimately.
So then that goes against the video, because she's saying that guys are doing it.
Well, it don't go against the entire video. It only goes against that section, because the other part of the video was men having choices.
True.
And men being the prize.
Here's the thing, as far as men being the prize, and this is something that I touched on. Being pretty is not enough, because there are so many pretty people now. Mm-hmm. There used to be a point where the hair that she talked about, the lashes, the makeup, the style, the outfits was something that only a select number of women had access to, money to. Now everyone that is average can make themselves look so beautiful now.
This is correct. And
also, there's so many more women out here that are successful, that are attractive, and can be reached now by men. You just being a woman is not enough.
No.
It's not. There used to be a point in time in my day, and I know there's a big age difference. I'm 45. How old are you again?
About to be 35.
35. It's about 10 years difference. There's 10 years. The reason why women used to be the prize, because men only had access to a couple of women.
Yeah.
In the area code that he was in.
Precisely.
And now men are flying out to women. Men are having women flying in. And if you have money, buying a plane ticket is like buying an Uber for somebody. It really is. It's a competitive market out here being a woman.
I'm glad you said that, because I didn't even really think of it like that, because it was a thing that women were the prize back in the day.
Yeah.
And it was because of your proximity. It was like your area, where you lived at, who you saw. Men were always chasing after these pretty women, but it wasn't no pretty women chasing after those men. So it had to be that woman was the prize.
Now pretty women are doing the chasing. And also, there used to be a time where you chased after women because that was the only way you can get booty.
Yeah.
Now you don't even have to do the chasing. You can go online and it can show up at the crib. You can meet somebody down the street, and you can take them to the Waffle House real quick. So,
well, I mean, most of the situations that I get into, the women shoot their shot at me.
We were just talking about it. All the women are DMing you, right? You said that the ones that you're meeting, they're DMing you.
Some of them DM me. Some of them, the one I was telling you about, I was just sitting at the restaurant in the bar, and she just started sparking the conversation with me.
One of the problems that I have with a lot of women my age, because they talk to me on my TikTok, they are so embedded in this old mentality that she said that women are the prize. They don't understand, like, you're not even getting noticed anymore. Like, you have to let yourself be known now because it's so competitive.
Facts.
And you sitting there waiting for a man to choose you and put all this energy in you, it's getting you left behind. You're going to have to try. I know you're not used to it, but you're going to have to try. And most of the women that I meet, they have gotten married 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. So they haven't been in the dating game. So you think it would work 20 years ago.
It's different.
It's a whole different ball game, baby girl. Because you're competing not only with women in your age group, you're competing with younger women who look like her. Mm-hmm. You're competing with women who have commas in their account, who have bodies that Zeus put together, and who are charming and all these things. And you think just you being cute, you being attractive is enough for this man? Girl, no.
Especially for the type of man that you want. The type of man that could choose any of those other women.
International women that don't even speak English.
Good luck.
They don't even speak English he can pull. And you think you and your little bit of attitude is going to pull somebody? Girl, bye.
Try again.
So what she was mentioning in that video too was that men being rich and things of that nature. And I was speaking to you earlier about I dated 3 men that were rich.
Yeah.
And I realized to be with those kind of men, you have to be a certain kind of woman. And one, there's always another woman on your heels to get your spot. 2, you're going to have to stay your behind in that gym. And 3, you're going to have to keep your mouth quiet on a lot of stuff.
It's funny, I remember you mentioned that earlier about the stay your behind in the gym.
Yes.
Now, I ain't fit myself, but I was thinking that when I was at Walmart earlier, right before you came here, I was like, man, my woman can't let herself go. Because that's a different person. That's not even the same person anymore. It's not the same person. I mean, she's not the person that I was initially attracted to, that I got with. You know what I'm saying?
This woman years ago, and I wish I remember her name, and I'll never forget this advice that she told me. The woman that he met is the woman he wants to keep.
That's right.
And I never forgot that. And I realized that if I meet a guy, he has to know this is it. If I improve, cool. If I lose some weight, if I get longer hair or whatever it may be, I need to know that that man likes me as I am right now.
Yeah.
And if he does like me right now, I got to stay as close to this person as possible.
I'm glad you said that, because the women that I date, they like me as I am right now. And even some of them tell me, you better not lose no weight.
You bet not.
I'm like, but I really want to. They're like, I'm not going to like you as much.
I've said this before. I have been as big as 18. I have been as small as size 6. And the men who wanted me when I was size 18,
they wanted you to stay there.
When I lost weight, they did not like that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They did not like it.
Yeah.
I remember I put myself on a plus size dating app, right? And I met the guy in public. And he was so disappointed that I wasn't as big as I had, I guess, made myself out to be. He was so not interested in me at all. Guys like what they like. And if he meets you at that size, that's what he likes. The women who keep thinking they're going to get a man that makes $1 million.
Right.
Typically, those men don't like bigger women.
Yeah. And
that's what he was saying. Typically,
correct.
They don't like. They like the Brazilian fitness model. So why are you not even in this category, wasting your life trying to find this guy that's not even looking for you?
Correct.
But there is a category of men who like you just as you are.
And even
trust me. And if you don't know, watch Corn. That starts with a P. It will tell you there is a flavor out here for everybody.
BBW. I would have to think of the term. It's called BBW.
And there's so many other categories too. Just watch them and you'll realize that you are just fine the way that you are.
This is correct.
If you like it, they will love it.
And what's crazy is, like, you see it now. I see it on Twitter. I'll see it on the Corn sites, all this stuff. Yeah. There's so many women that are so much more of embracing who they are, because they know that there's men out there. They can be ugly, fugly, big as I don't know what, but they know that there's guys that love it. They know that there's guys that love it. So they sit there, they embrace who they are and how they are, and they put it out on the internet for the world to see.
It is a different quality. Like I said, I've been as big as 18, even 22, I think, actually. I was a size 22 and a size 6, and the quality of guy is different.
The quality of guy is better on the smaller end.
The quality of guy, as far as like his status, his pocket, his position on this world is a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
But a man who likes you when you are big, honey, you cannot do anything wrong but lose weight. Like, they could see me walking through a parking lot through a brick wall and wouldn't change a single thing. It's like a trade-off. It's really, really, really weird.
Mm-hmm.
And the type of attention I got when I was a lot bigger, if I could have carried the weight better, I may have stayed bigger. Because it was just so, like, y'all treat me like a goddess out here. Versus when you're dating a man when you're thinner, it is a lot of pressure to keep that image up.
That's correct.
And we say all that to say, watch what you ask for.
It's a lot of pressure to keep that up, but if that changes the type of guy that you acquire, then it would be worth it, wouldn't it?
It would be worth it if that is what you want the lifestyle that comes with that kind of guy, then yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you want the house, you want the car, you want the status, you got all there, yes. But understand there's a trade-off to it. It's not all these peaches and cream that a lot of girls seem to think it is. Any woman that deals with successful rich men will tell you it comes with its own set of problems, but it is a problem that you have to deal with. It's not all peaches and cream. But a lot of those women who are with those type of men, they signed up for it.
Yes, most certainly.
They signed up for it. They know there's certain things I gotta act like I didn't see.
Yeah.
There's certain standards that I have to have and keep up, and they don't mind it.
And the reason why I say that there are successful men out there that prefer the bigger women is because you got to think, if your preference is bigger, no matter what your status is, that's always going to be your preference.
But with those guys,
you're thinking the image.
But that is their thing. Like their image is their thing.
Because their image is so important to them, they will drop their preference for a bigger woman to be with what's supposed to look like they're supposed to be with.
People who are gay do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Like, you'll act like you're not gay because it's not the image, but you'll pick up a woman or you pick up a man because it's all about the image. It's all about the perception of what people think.
Yeah.
And
see, I guess I'm thinking, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm over here. When I look at what it is that I want for myself, I'm not thinking about what it looks like to the rest of the world.
But you have more kahunas than a lot of people. You're online doing your thing. Do you know how many people can't even show their face? Let alone live the reality of who they are and what they want? But I think it is changing. You know, I do believe that. But there's still some people who are so caught up in the image. Yeah. They can't break away from that. And what's funny is the weight that I am at now and the shape of my body, I attract men who are fitness men. Yeah.
Yeah, no, fitness men are like women to be more soft and plush. Correct. Yeah, that's something that I definitely know. Gotta be super, super swole, big as hell. Like his woman to be soft.
Soft and supple and like a lady, like the contrast of what? Or they do want them to be muscle bound.
Or they do want them to be muscular, yeah.
Is either or. But exactly. Yes, it takes a lot of courage to go against what society tells you you're supposed to like.
This is true.
And but once you find people who are in it, I don't care what nobody says. I like what I like. All right, next video.